Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're finally getting into my top whiskeys list of 2025 so far. So we're going to do 3 different lists, and some of those are going to be divided even more. So we have a top 8 finished whiskeys, which will be divided over 2 videos with bottles over $100 and under $100 because it splits evenly at 4 and 4. So that'll be one list, and we'll go over all the bottles. I'm just kind of going over the lists. There'll be a top 12 over $100. So that'll probably be split between 2 videos or 3 videos. Not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet. And then a top 6 under $100. And I'll do that all in one video. Maybe I'll even do that the very first video. But let's get into the top 8 finished whiskeys of 2025 so far. All right, so these are my top 8 finished whiskeys of 2025 so far, and these are ranked in how they scored so far. So the highest scoring one is the Angel's Envy pick that I was on. Really love that bottle, and I scored that 4.35, so that's the highest scoring one. This Blue Note cask series, I did a review of this a while ago. This has 10 different cask finishes in it. Crazy, not cheap. So that'll be in the over category. This will be in the under category. Score that a 4. The Pursuit United Double Oak. This is a seal box pick. Delicious. And score that a 4. That'll be under. This is the High West Casa Noble. This is one of the very first videos I ever did. This was part of that. And that got a score of a 3.75 back then. And this will be over because it's more than $100 for sure. This, this is sideways. This Old Elk Cigar Cut Punch Cut, which came out this year, won the little blind I did earlier this year of the 3 different Old Elk cigar cuts, and that'll be the over, and that's going to 3.75. The new 13th Colony Maple finished, maple woods finished with maple wood spirals. That's a bourbon, and that scored a 3.75 as well, and that'll be the under. And then we have the Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel Toasted, and this is the bottle I've been using for most of the reviews, so I guess this is the one I'll be keeping. This one was scored 3.65, and that'll be the under. And then this Toasted Peerless, which is the one that beat out, or it didn't beat it out. It did beat it in a matchup versus Jack Daniel's Heritage. This is the 3.65 is kind of a average score, where this beat it out in a blind versus each other. So anyways, so Peerless Toasted, that scored 3.55, and that would be in the over category. All right, so that's my top 8 finished whiskeys of 2025 so far. So let's get into my top 6 under $100. All right, so these are my top 8 or top 6. I have 8 because I'll explain why. Top 6 under $100 whiskeys. You know, these 2 are both wheat whiskeys. The rest are all bourbons. This is a wheated whiskey or wheated bourbon. This is also wheated bourbon. So a lot of wheat up here, dominant. Then, you know, the 2 multiple releases of the year thing. Okay, so Maker's Mark scored a 4, and you know, this came out this year. People are going crazy for it, but it's good, really good. The Limestone Farm Select Batch, that I got in a sample from Limestone Farm, so I don't have really enough to do it, but that scored a 4, and so honorable mention, I guess. I also didn't want to put in the Weller Antique 107. I did a blind between 3 different store picks and a regular shelfer. You know, that's not really a, you know, a release type thing, and whatever. I don't know. You tell me if I should put it in here. Then it'd be a weird number too. So anyways, honorable mention, Weller Antique 107 Conti's pick, scored that a 4. So then we got the Bernheim. This is the A225, and that scored a 3.95. The Booker's 2025-01, and that scored a 3.75. We have the Bardstown Wheated Bourbon, and that scored a 3.75 as well. We got the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A125, which I'm supposed to be getting the B batch soon. Now we're already in September, which should be the C batch. I don't know what's going on this year with this crap, but I should be getting it soon, but it will be too late for this. Hopefully it's good, and we can go into the final one in the end of the year. And then the Old Fitz 7-year, that scored a 3.35. So this will be probably the first one I do, just because I can knock it out on one video. So let's get into my top 12 whiskeys over $100. All right, a little bit more bottles, so less space, right? This is like doing a whole video. All right, so these are all over $100. These are my favorite whiskeys. Most of these are bourbons. I don't think there's any rye or anything. There might be like a wheat whiskey, but they may all be bourbons. Like quickly looking, I think they are all bourbons. So these are my top 12 bourbons over $100 for 2025 so far. So we have the Jack Daniel's 14 batch one, obviously that came out this year. A lot of hype, very good. That is the bottle to beat, basically. This is the Jack Daniel's 14 Invitational, and all these bottles are here to try to beat it. So I scored that 4.5. The Calumet 18 is this big box back here, also 4.5, but I've done a video of them head to head, and the Jack Daniel's 14 won. Then we have the Jack Daniel's 12, which I also go 4.5, and I blinded that versus the 14 as well, and it's not as, or they're both very, very good, and it's for me there is people saying, you know, the 12 is better than the 14, the 14 is better than 12. We'll see how it does in this tournament and go from there. They're both very, very good, so we'll go with that. So the A. Smith Bowman, I scored a 4.4. This is batch 4. This came out this year. The Limestone Farms Private Stock, that's the sample I got, so obviously I'm not doing that. But that scored a 4.25, but so did the SLB pick. So the Limestone Farms would have been up here twice if I had a full bottle of the other one. But I have the SLB bottle, the SLB pick, so that'll be in here. And both of them score 4.25. The Calumet 17, which very good, but if you saw a video, I liked the Calumet 16 a little bit better, but still very, very good. Score 4.25. The Michter's Fort Nelson, oh, that's not it. So I don't have this one actually up there because this is a newer bottle, but this Elkwood Reserve, this is supposed to be a top 10 list, and then I added 2, so make it a 12. This Bluegrass Distillery Elkwood Reserve 18-year-old, this scored like a 4.1 or something like that, so that's definitely going to go up in here. And then I skipped this one because it's not on my list that I'm reading off of, but this is the Master's Keep Beacon that just came out. This is awesome. This scored a 4.45, and that I did a review versus like the Russell Reserve 15 and a couple other bottles. And the only bottle I beat was the Russell Reserve 15, which was my favorite bottle of last year. So that's saying something about this. So we'll see how it does versus these other ones. So we'll go back over here to the list. Okay, so we got the Michter's Fort Nelson. This is one of those experiences that you can bottle your own. It has my name on and everything. So pretty good bottle. And that scored a 4. We got the Michter's Bomberger. Oh, 2 Michter's back to back. Look at that. The Bombergers from this year, which really enjoyed, scored a 4. The Old Man Winter, that did pretty well, and that scored a 4 as well. And then we have this 15-year-old Buckner's from Augusta. That's a Conti's pick, and that scored a 3.65. So the other thing that I had this year that came out this year, but I only had 2 pours of it at bars. I don't have a bottle. So honorable mention, I guess. The Heaven Hill 19-year-old was delicious. I scored that 4.25. So still on hunt for that. Hopefully maybe I can get it by the end of the year, and it'll be in the end of the year tournament. But these are my top 12 bourbons of 2025 so far. So this will probably be split up either into groups of 4 or 2 groups of 6. We'll kind of figure out how that goes, but this will be over the next few videos. I'll probably do the 6 under 100 video. Then I might drop a different video altogether, maybe a travel video because I'm doing so much traveling. Then I might do the 2 top 8 finish ones, under and over $100. Then drop it like a travel one, and then finish with, you know, these 2 or 3 videos. So that'll be the next few videos. You know, if you remember a bottle, so again, in every description, I always have my little Google Docs or Google Sheets that has all my scoring and everything on there. So I went specifically just off of that. Didn't put too much thought into it. I literally just grabbed the ones that score the highest and went off of that. So if you remember like, oh, he really loved this bottle, why is that not up there? Let me know. Because I still have time. Because I'm gonna record this video. The whole video I just recorded before this, so you guys probably saw that on Friday. This is Monday's video. I come back from Kentucky later today, as you're watching this. So I plan on doing these videos when I get back. So if you see this on Monday and you're like, oh, you missed this bottle, or this is my favorite bourbon of the year, and I'm pretty sure you have it, why is it not up there? Let me know in the comments. And, you know, it's my list. I can change it. So don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.